instructions from Allah, then it means they are obligation. This is my obligations toward my parents, and I have to do them. Even if they don't do what they're supposed to do, I am generous. Allah told me I have to be generous to them. Okay. ربكم أعلم بما في نفوسكم إن تكونوا صالحين فإنه كان للأوابين غفورا. Allah said the matter is what is in your heart, and Allah knows it very well. If you are a person of, as He said, fulfilling those obligations, Allah might forgive you. But if you just say it in your mouth and you don't mean it, Allah said Allah knows the truth. So don't say it just on your mouth without meaning. So when you say those good words, you have to mean them as Allah said, ayah 25. And if you don't, Allah said He knows what is in your heart and will hold you accountable. You show to them that you say good words, but you don't mean them at all, then that is also another sin. 25.
And your Rabb, your Lord, knows best what is in your inner selves.
Yeah.
If you are righteous, then verily Allah is forgiving, most forgiving to those who turn to Him again and again in obedience and in repentance.
Okay, so how many we already went through from this qiyam? Now this is what we call it. Qiyam means principles, values, that Muslims should hold firmly to these values. And Quran called a Muslim to hold tightly to those values in relationship to Allah, and then to the parents and relatives. Now we're going to go beyond this. So the first one to Allah, the second one to the parents, the relatives. Third category, وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا إن المبذرين كانوا إخوان الشياطين وكان الشيطان لربه كفورا. Okay, 26 and 27.
And give to the kinsman his due, and to the miskin, the poor, and to the wayfarer. But spend not wastefully your wealth in the manner of a spendthrift.
So وآت ذا القربى حقه, give the kinship what?
Their due.
Yeah, what is their due?
Your support, your kindness, your aid.
Huh?
The
Their
rights.
due are the 5 things in the previous verse. That is their due. You buy them, deliver this, in addition to whatever they are entitled to. But they are entitled to those obligations. As the parents, they are entitled to these 5. And everyone entitled to these 5 in accordingly. In addition to that, the money. It is in the Quran recommended that you give your relatives money as you can offer, just even if they don't need or they don't ask. Money has an effect on the relationship, great effect. And so you have to maintain that relationship by giving them more frequent or occasionally or yearly, 2-3 years, give them money so they feel they have the freedom to choose or to buy whatever. Don't give them gift. That is the wrong thing, because you limited their choice. You might think this is good, but they don't. Give them the money, they get all the choices they want. They can buy whatever they want. Why you restrict their choices by giving something? Here the money, give them the power to buy, and they can, that's what Allah said. Give them money, don't give them anything else. And good words.
Can we do a gift though if you're afraid they'll use the money in a bad way? Like a non-Muslim relative, they might take it to the bar or something like that. So I want to give them maybe a gift card, so I restrict them to this.
If you know they are going to use it in a way to disobey Allah, you know that for sure, then it is okay. But still, the right way, Allah said, don't restrict their choices. Give them the power to have many choices and let them decide. That is the best way. That's how you empower them and maintain them. Now, so وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ. Now, not just the qurba, we go beyond the kinship. Miskeen and Ibn Sabil. Here Allah has mentioned two of them. Miskeen, what he said about Miskeen?
I say, and give to the kinsman his due, and to the miskeen.
To the Miskeen, what is the Miskeen, he said?
Poor.
Ah. Well, we have in Islamic world, we have poor and we have faqr. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين. We have in the Quran, Hadith, فقراء and مساكين. فقراء, we know that they don't have the basic need of life. That's faqir. Huh? Yes, the needy for the basics of life. That is faqir. They don't have money, food, shelter, all the basic need of life, they don't have it. Okay? Faqir. I mean, or they have something that is not sufficient, especially in matter of food, clothes and shelter. That is faqir. Now the miskeen who have kind of source for this need of life, but it is not sufficient. It is not even barely enough. And they are not known about it. That's the miskeen. Miskeen is the one who is poor but not known. The poor who is known, that is the poor who is, everybody knows he is poor. The poor who is not known, that is the miskeen. And there are many. They don't ask, they don't show it. Because the known poor, everybody, okay, give it to someone, give it to that person, it is already known among the people who have whatever things to give. Oh, take it to that person. Everybody knows that poor and everybody pour whatever to that person. But there are poor who are not known. That is the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Miskeen. Al-Miskeen is the one who is in need, or he is poor, she is poor, they are poor, but they do not let their conditions known, nor they ask, and not only that, nor the people figure out these conditions. وَلَا يُفْقَهُ لَهُ. People do not realize that they are poor. So they don't show the case, they don't ask, and people do not realize that they are poor. This is the miskeen. And there are many. We focus on the poor because we know them, and this is how we do it. Actually, there are people saying, oh, maybe there is no person in need in this community, we should take it somewhere else, which is false. And that's why Islam said there is miskeen. That he might be poorer than anyone else, but you don't realize. They didn't ask, they didn't make their case known. So that is the miskeen. It's kind of poor, but the problem is, as the Prophet said, they don't ask, their case is not known, and people do not realize their conditions. These are the miskeen. Then how you find the miskeen? That's why means you have to have deep relationship. If you have really deep relationship, then you will know, because they don't make their conditions known, and from outside it looks just great. Means the Muslims should be so connected to the point where there is nothing that is going to be concealed from you, or they don't feel comfortable to tell you their conditions. Right? Most of those are the miskins. Okay, and that's really how the Sahaba used to go and find those miskins and do good to them. The poor is known, and there is a place where they go and get whatever they want. For the poor, there are places well known, the Dar Bait Mal Muslimin and those shelters and places, they go and get it. But the miskin, who's going to? They are not going, they are not saying, they are not known, well, nobody realized what's going to happen to them. But how? We said only You have to have a good, strong relationship until you really know all their details of life. Then you will know. So that is the problem, Muslims just, they don't care about it. I mean, that's it. We focus on the poor, and there are many poor, that's with no doubt about it. But poor, they are getting by with because everybody just, okay, give it to these people, give it to these people. Everybody, you say you have something, where to do it, they will tell you give it to that person or to that family.
So we might have, like in the community, we might have skewed.
Right. An obligation. We missed one obligation. It's not we might, it's definitely we have, because it is in the Quran all the time. When there are poor, there is a miskin. All the time. And that's why Allah made it an obligation to give them zakah to the poor and the miskin and the needy that are not known. طيب. That is وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ وَالْمِسْكِينَ. So we went beyond the relatives to the miskin. He didn't say the poor, because the poor everybody will do that. And the zakah is there. وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ. Now Ibn al-Sabil, what he said?
And to the wayfarer, the traveler, the stranger.
Today people just, Ibn al-Sabil, when we see stranger here in that place, we don't really give much attention. And that is Ibn al-Sabil. He might be the person who is really in. There are people that use this. They come along, I need a ticket, I need this, I need. Those who make their case known, don't worry about it. But those who don't, we have to dig deep, and see if that is the Ibn al-Sabil. Really, he doesn't have way out. Or she, whatever. وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ وَلَا تُبَذِّرْ تَبْذِيرًا. وَلَا تُبَذِّرْ تَبْذِيرًا. Then don't spend what?
And to the wayfarer, but spend not wastefully your wealth in the manner of a spendthrift.
Right. تُبَذِّرْ تَبْذِيرًا means just التبذير extravaganza. You just wastefully, but also in a way that is really you waste the resources. إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ. Those who waste resources are the brothers of the shaitan. And the shaitan is rebellious to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, kafir to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alright, finish then, 26, 27.
And give to the kinsman his due, and to the miskin, the poor, and to the wayfarer, but spend not wastefully your wealth in the manner of a spendthrift. Verily, the spendthrift are brothers of shayateen, the devil, and the shayateen is ever ungrateful to his Lord.
Al-Mubaddir, the good understanding of Mubaddir basically go after the luxury and necessarily things and spend too much on it. That is Mubaddir. So we as Muslims need to really control precisely how we manage our money when we see it is worth it, it is needed, then that's the time where we do. Allah said even him, he has the treasures of heaven and earth, but he said we just do it on the right amount and the right portion. Everything. Allah said, I have the treasures of heaven and earth, but I dispose that with the right measurements, according to His knowledge and wisdom. And that's what we are supposed to do. وَلَا تُبَذِّرْ تَبْذِيرًا إِنَّ الْمُبَذِّرِينَ كَانُوا إِخْوَانَ الشَّيَاطِينَ. Today, Mubadhirin is kathir, that you can tell. There are things being thrown on the trash that can people live on.
If you see somebody like this, you know, I don't, you might just give them some cash or just some money, I suppose, you know, discreetly.
To who? You mean the miskin? You're talking about the miskin?
Yeah.
Oh, we already went beyond. It's still there?
I don't know.
Looks like it's stuck.
I don't know how to deal with that. I mean, I've seen brothers that are in this situation and they're not going to ask anybody. But, you know, maybe you can just give them some cash, you know, discreetly.
Yeah, if they are righteous people, that miskin also they are, I mean, we don't have to worry about they are going to misuse.
Yeah.
A miskin has this integrity in them. So don't worry about they are going to misuse. The poor, some of them might really misuse the resources. They might be having some bad behaviors, buying wine or drink or drugs and so on and so forth. These are, you have to be careful. You don't have to empower them to make sin and to destroy themselves too. Give them what they can survive. That's why give them the food or let them eat.
Or you could
But the
just,
miskin, we said the other way around. They are people with integrity, so you don't have to worry about that they are going to misuse whatever you give them. طيب وآت ذا القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ولا تبذر تبذيرا. So the right of Allah, and the second category, the right of the parents, and the third category, the right of the relatives, and the fourth category, the right of the miskin, of those on the society. They are not relatives, they are not kinship, and they are in that conditions. That is how you fulfill their need. And then the fifth category, that on your own self, manage properly your money. So that is how we win. The right of Allah, the right of the parents, the right of the kinship, the right of the miskin, the right of the wayfarer, or those who are strangers, and then on yourself. You have to be balanced in spending. Now, 27. وإما تعرضن عنهم ابتغاء رحمة من ربك ترجوها فقل لهم قولا ميسورا.
This is actually 28.
Yeah.
Inshallah. And if you, pertaining to the previous do's and don'ts and rights, and if you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, turn away from them, or us, turn away from them, the kindred, the poor, the wayfarer, whom Allah has ordered you to give their due, their rights. But if you have no money at the time, and they ask you for it, and you are waiting a mercy from your Rabb, for which you hope, then speak unto them a soft, kind word. Allah will give me, and I shall give you.
Okay.
More or less the
Yeah.
translation.
This is pertaining just the issue you said. There are people you might give them and they misuse these resources. And here there are a few hadith that there are people who came to the Prophet ﷺ asking, but he knows they are doing haram. So he just ignored it and refused to give them anything, hoping that the mercy of Allah will come on them to change or become good or become self-sufficient by stopping doing the haram. So Allah said, even in that case, still you have to tell them good words. Well, قُلْ لَهُمْ, you just cannot say, okay, listen to this. They are going to misuse the money or resources, and you decided not to give them because you are going to empower them to commit sin. Still, you have to be generous to them and to tell them the good word. قُلْ لَهُمْ قَوْلًا مَيْسُورًا. Tell them what?
And speak unto them and speak unto them a soft, kind word. Allah will give me, and I shall give you.
Yeah, he didn't tell them, well, because you are misusing, you are sinner, you are doing this. Basically, you don't condemn them. even they are doing something wrong, you have no right to condemn them. You have the right not to give them, but also you have the obligation to say good word to them. Say, may Allah grant me and you some of His good mercy. May Allah give us all. So still you have to tell them the good words, and you can stop there, but you cannot basically turn around and condemn them or humiliate them or degrade them or do anything outside the yusr, easy, good, kind word. ولا تجعل يدك مغلولة في عنقك ولا تبسطها كل البسط فتقعد ملوما محسورا. In general, this is 29 in regard to the managing money or resources. 29 is main economical principle. Said,
And let not your hand be tied like a miser to your neck, nor stretch it forth to the utmost reach like a spendthrift, so that you become blameworthy and in severe poverty.
yes, severe poverty. So if you are greedy and your hands so tight, you are going to regret that, and you're going to pay the price of that. Or if you are extremely generous beyond the limit and expectations, still you are going to run into, he said, let's take the word, فَتَقْعُدَ, as he said, that one who made with Allah deity, تَقْعُدَ مَذْمُومًا مَخْذُولًا, you will stay in hellfire, condemned and having no help or sympathy or support. Here said, فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا, you will stay in this life, you are not going to go punishment. Maloom means blamed, center of blame. Yeah, if you only save that money, if you only don't buy that one, if you only don't build this one, if you only don't waste that one, that is maloom, means you are center of the blame from yourself and everyone else. That's why you do that. Mahsura. Mahsura means basically great regret and gravity. You regret greatly, but it is too late. فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا, the blame and the regret are going to be the result of someone was greedy and then missed all the good opportunities and caused some troubles also, or was the other way around, was just spending right and left, is going to basically face the consequences, which is the blame and the great regret. Mahsura, he said, what is it? Hasir.
Hasir, but he says become blameworthy.
That's one.
And in, it says severe poverty here, but
Not
destitute,
poverty, yeah.
destitute,
Destitute.
deprived,
basically, it's extreme regret. That's mahsur, extreme regret.
Like you feel like, it says insolvent here, like you feel like you can't do anything to fix it. Like you feel like to the point like I have no.
Right,
I've ruined it.
you can't reverse it. You can't fix it. It's too late. It's gone. When I supposed to do, I didn't do. Then I blame myself, but I cannot fix it. Okay, this traveler, stranger, and he was in pain, and I get to know, but I decided not to because I'm greedy. Then later I'll blame myself and say, and then I will regret it, but I can't do nothing about it. The person is gone. I can't reverse the course. I can't do anything else to fix it. That is maluman mahsura. And it is truly, basically, if you look to yourself, when you spend something wrong, you feel these two feelings. Why did I buy this? That's what you say. Why did even I buy this? And then I can't do nothing about it. It is gone. So, or when the window open and you just, because greed, why I didn't do it? Now I can't get it, it's gone. So those two always there when you don't do the right things at the right time. Always you will have this, you blame yourself why you did not do it or why you did it. And then you feel that you are unable to do anything about it because it is too late. All the time, in small things or big things. Why even did buy this one? Or why I didn't buy that one? It was a good, it was available and I needed it. I could have used it. I could have fixed this. I could have... Always, when you don't spend on the right time or spend or hold on the right time, these two feelings always will be with you. إن ربك يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا. This number 30, we have the question: why this righteous person, his sustenance is very limited? Why this crazy person, sinner person, rebellious person got all the money he wants? We always have objection. What Allah said here, listen.
Truly, verily, certainly, your Lord Allah enlarges the provision for whom Allah wills, and straightens a restricted for whom He wills. Verily, Allah is ever all-knowing, all-seer of His.
Khabir, what is Khabir, he said?
He is all-knower, excuse me, you say Kabir? But verily He is all-knower and all-seer of His slaves.
All known, all seen of his slave.
I think the word Sheikh would be well-versed.
Khabir?
Like aware,
Well-versed.
Well-versed or well-expert or well... I mean, Khabir has all the knowledge and the expertise about his creation. All of it. Beyond than any expertise and information and knowledge, he is... And Basir also has clarity on what to give and whom to give. Yes?
When we had our food bank here, didn't that sort of help in this way that we're speaking of here? Because it seems like it provided that need of people that are truly in need. Didn't that sort of take care of a lot of this?
Well, definitely food bank is good and works everywhere. And here it did help, but the way it was to be managed in the place, they put it on the front and people don't like it, and people sometimes they give too much and sometimes not. It got to be system. There is a system to organize it and to distribute it, to collect it and to monitor it. Basically it was just like I don't know. And that's why, and the place, people don't like it at that place, and the people don't have another place to put it, where it is away from the way, but it is accessible. You can put it in the storage and lock it, and that's no problem. That's not going to do any purpose. You can put it in the hallway, but everybody is saying, well, I mean, it doesn't look good. So
There's a lot of churches and things that
everybody has, but not churches. There are so many organizations, they have food bank.
Yeah.
Chef, that clock is an hour wrong. It's almost...
Yeah. Okay, we are going to stop here. طيب. We stop at 30, inshallah. Next week we'll continue. Try whatever Brother Michael, once we finish, we're going to see whether he failed or succeeded in putting all this together. Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khair. Yeah.